Welcome to the video, guys. Tyler here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all how to repack your trailer hub bearings via grease easy lube Zerks. Guys, I'm doing it on some Dexter axles, but this process is exactly the same across all the different axle manufacturers. They all call it their version of the easy lube system. Basically what it is in a nutshell, there's a grease Zerk drilled into the outer part of the spindle. You pump grease into it, it carries grease to the back side of the spindle right before the wheel seal, and it pushes your grease out towards you, which pushes it all through the hub, pushes it through your bearings, and it basically flushes the old grease out. Now guys, I would recommend doing this every other bearing repack. The reason why only every other is because it's important to pull your hub assembly and everything apart, because you need to check the condition of your brakes, you need to check the condition of your wheel seals. Guys, over time stuff does wear, stuff does seep, stuff does leak, so you're going to want to not destroy your brake system. If you can prevent it, you know, you need to check the condition of other components. There's a lot of stuff going on here besides just grease and wheel bearings. Really all you're going to need for this is a jack. You can leave your wheels on. I got my jack under the rear torsion axle, which actually picks up both of the sides. You're going to need a grease gun. I would recommend an electric grease gun. Do not use a pneumatic. They can sometimes have too much power behind them. These take a lot of grease, guys. My hubs on this, I have 8K torsion axles from Dexter, and it takes about 3/4 of a tube to a full tube of grease to repack these hubs if you're doing it this way. So you're going to need some grease, and you're going to need a variety of hammers. I use a dead blow to put the cap back on. I'm probably not going to replace the caps unless I damage them. I like the channel lock, hammer, and the chisel to get them off. So I'll walk you through how to do this, guys. I'll show you the first one, and then I'll do the rest. This is super easy to do, so let's get started. So this is how I do it. Be gentle. You don't want to bust your caps, or you don't want to punch a hole. If you punch a hole in your caps, you're going to fling grease. So try to get behind the cap. This punch I have is a little thick. This is the type of punch I'm using. It's a little thicker than I'd like. I don't really feel like grinding it down. It'll work for this. And while you're here, guys, after I get this off, I am going to check the hubs. Once you get it like that, I just grab this sucker with channel locks. Okay. A couple things you want to do here, guys. I did make a video a while back about how my hub almost fell off of my deck over flatbed. That was because when I got the trailer new, I took it in and they did their usual pre-check from the factory. Well, the guy not only punched holes in my grease cap and made me fling grease everywhere, which was a DOT nightmare because I was hot shotting, he also forgot to install the safety keeper. So my hub was about 2 threads, and I'm not exaggerating, it was about 2 threads from coming off. There was so much play in the hub, it was unbelievable. So when you're here, clean this up, verify you have your locking keepers, and verify that you don't have any play in your hub. So I have what I would consider a good amount of play, because because you're going to have a little bit, but it's not like you're grabbing the wheel and it's going ga-ga-ga-ga-ga-ga. So make sure you check your hubs. A little bit of play, which is normal. So we're just going to spin this slowly as we pump grease into it. So I am pumping in a blue grease. It's a Caterpillar wheel bearing grease. Let's get started. You can see how the old grease comes right out. So I will wipe this up because you're going to be doing this a lot. So this takes a lot of rags to do it this way. Clean it up. Throw it in the garbage, keep going. So, the couple ways you can tell that this grease is still good. The grease I'm taking out is still good. You can tell from the color, obviously it's not burned up, but you can also tell from the consistency. And what I mean by that is that the grease is able to hold itself in the foundation when it's spinning. When the grease gets real bad, it'll start running out, sometimes even like liquid. And it just will have a tough time holding together. And you can see it. I mean, it gets burned up quite literally. But you can see we've already got a little bit of blue in there. So it's already starting to mix. So we're just going to keep doing this until we flush it out and get all blue all the way through. Now, you might be asking, why do you spin the wheel? The reason why you spin the wheel is on the inside where the spindle is, where the grease zerk, I guess, channel, where that grease comes out. It comes out usually only on one side of the spindle. I'd have to pull it apart to 100% verify, but it's usually only one part of the spindle. So you want to make sure you spin the hub, that way you get grease equally pushing out. If you don't spin it, technically, like you're not going to get an even pack because all your grease is going to be pushing. So you might only pack like half of your hub or even a third properly. So you want to spin it to get the most even pack as possible. Like I said, you're going to go through a lot of paper towels. You're going to go through a lot of wasted grease on this. This is not the cleanest method. But this is by far the easiest because you can repack this whole trailer in less than an hour. We're still getting some red in there, so we're going to keep on pumping. Usually on axles this big, it will take me basically a whole tube of grease per hub. Alright, so we just finished our first tube of grease. You can see how quick that went. I have reached the point, though, where I would consider it is plenty mixed. It was probably good, or I should say plenty flush, not mixed. You're still going to get a little bit of mixture, but you'll be all right. As long as you flush out the majority and you use compatible greases, you'll be okay. So I'm going to swap tubes. I'm going to wipe this one more time, and I am going to pump in a little bit more, and I'll show you how I finish it off. So I'll be right back. Right, guys, we're back. We got our grease tube changed. And we're gonna finish this off. So this is how I finish it off. So I take my old cap, clean it up real good. I'm gonna actually put the cap back on. Use a dead blow. Usually do replace these. However, I am going to be upgrading this trailer soon to a bigger and a gooseneck one. So usually I would replace them, but these caps are still good, especially for my need for the length of time I'm going to have this trailer. There's a couple reasons why I do this. So let me do it and I'll explain it. All right. So now I didn't fill the whole cap with grease. A few reasons I did this. One, don't fill it up so the grease comes out. Like, you could technically repack these bearings by leaving this cap on, pulling the cover and pumping it out. The problem is this will be completely full of grease. And what'll happen is the bearing will be, this hub will be overpacked. So what'll happen is that grease has to go somewhere. So if you don't give it room, it's either going to start leaking out of the hub, or it's going to start pushing into the wheel seal, and it could cause more problems. So you always want to leave a little bit of space. Now, I did put a little bit of grease in this cap, and there's a reason why I did that. Just a little bit to where it pushed it out from the hub and it coated the inner part of the cap. Reason why I did that is because it will basically create a water barrier. Guys, these caps are not watertight, especially when they get damaged. Like you can see, I mean, like my cap is chewed up. So like if I were to ever do this for business or something, I would replace the caps. Because usually they need replaced anyways, they get beat up. But granted, this trailer does sit at the house most of the time, so it's really not a big deal for this instance. But these caps get beat up, they're not watertight. I mean, they're not even grease tight, especially when they start to wear. They will seep. So I put the grease in there to create a water barrier and a debris barrier to keep stuff out, because when you start moving, the centrifugal force is going to push the grease to the outside. Basically, it prevents contamination. But you also want to leave enough room in this cap so if grease needs to purge itself out, its easier point of access is to come this way. If this is all full of grease, the grease has nowhere to go, so it's going to pick the weaker of 2 points, which is honestly probably the seal. In most instances, it is the seal. The seal will actually leak that grease. It gets into your brakes, and then you have issues galore. So make sure you leave room, so if this hub needs to push some grease out, especially when you're doing heavy loads and stuff, it will basically bleed out some grease. Give it room to push into this cap. You'll see after you run this for a little bit, you'll see that you'll have more grease in this cap than when you finished here today. So just a word to the wise, always leave room for basically expansion. It's just like when you fill your fuel tank, you have to leave room for expansion. They design them that way for a reason. Under circumstances, heat, pressure, all that type of stuff. Stuff needs places to go, and you want to give it an easy path to escape to not cause damage. This hub is done. Wheel is spinning good. Real good, actually. No play. Forgot to add this. How often should I do this? Guys, the manufacturer books will say usually every 10,000 miles or every year. Realistically, I'm going to tell you that mileage is probably pretty accurate, a lot of depending how you pull and tow and stuff like that. I would say probably every 10, maybe 15,000 miles, depending on your grease. There's kind of some factors on there, so I would keep that mark about 10,000 or even less, depending. If you load heavy, you're going to burn your stuff up faster. So always keep that in mind. Time-wise, guys, this grease has been in this hub this is factory, so probably 2.5 years. You saw the condition of the grease was still good. I would have still ran that grease, but I wanted to change it just to be on the safe side. But frankly, guys, I don't think time, if you put quality grease, I don't think time is too much of a factor. It is if you start going long distance, but I mean, you're fine for honestly many years, as long as the grease is not expired when it goes in, and if it comes from the factory, it's not expired because they go through so much grease. So you're good, I think, for more than the recommended year, I would say. I'm not going to give you a year time because there's variables, but I would say that you are okay to exceed the 1 year time mark. Usually I do mine every 2 to 3 years. I'll just leave it at that, basically. Anyways, guys, like I said, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please shoot me a like and a subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and stay tuned for more content. Thanks, guys.